Hey everyone, talking about Black by Puredistance. The notes in this are mystery, described by the perfumer or the product page as being an aura of spice and incense in a darkened temple, lit only by smoldering candles, which surrounds you as you reach a deep meditative state. Damn, that's a pretty bold claim. So does it live up to it? Yeah, I think this does a pretty good job of delivering on that kind of concept and description. Not that it's even like the most mind blowingly unique scent ever or anything like that, but I think it fits roughly that vibe. It opens on me with like a cool yet kind of burning frankincense, a slight barbershop vibe with spice, the way it's kind of like has that cool side of it, but also like the warm spice, kind of peppery, and supported like a fresh leather kind of rubbery vibe underneath. If there's no oud in here, there's definitely something that resembles a very well behaved oud accord, and or some other types of dark wood for sure. Like it's not animalic, it's not pungent type of oud, and I'm not an oud fan, but whatever this is doesn't bother me. But there's something sort of along those lines, I think, and something tobacco-ish as well. Maybe a relatively smooth animalic note or two as well. As it progresses, there's definitely like a thick patchouli that comes out to my nose, along with seemingly some florals, and by the dry down, kind of some labdanum and ambery notes. But it floats back, and they say this themselves on the product page, like it floats back and forth between so many things constantly. So it's not linear, but it's also not quite like it starts one way and then does this and then ends the other way. Like it comes, starts one way, shifts to something else, then goes back to sort of how it smelled earlier. And yeah, so it's interesting. Good longevity, moderate projection, unisex leaning masculine. And despite how intense a lot of these notes may sound, this is not Zoologist Tyrannosaurus Rex. This is not, that type of scent or anything. I would say it's more like effortlessly dark in kind of a laid back way. It makes like Daria style, where it's like, maybe not that she's goth, but like, some kind of like alternative vibes like that, and dark, but not in a like really like shouting way. Just kind of like, yeah, I'm here. Dark scent. So expensive though. It has a really high concentration. I think this would pretty much count as an X rate. I think it's almost like 30% concentration, but it's almost $600 for a 100 ml. I absolutely don't think that's worth it. Not because there's anything bad about it, and I do like it, but because you could get stuff for just such a fraction of the price that doesn't smell that far off. But I think it's worth sampling if you like the idea of like frankincense, some kind of leather, warm spice, and labdanum type of notes. I just think that there's other stuff that is just as good that is way cheaper. And I can't tell if I'm maybe just making this comparison because of the name, but it feels like there's a very slight resemblance to the Black Eau de Toilette by Comme des Garçons. But not at all like a dupe, just like a little bit. I think if you like that, I think that you would probably like this. But yeah, really my only critique would just be the price. It's just absurd, but it is interesting, and I think they did a pretty good job with the theme overall. And I'll link in the description where you can get a bottle or sample.